welcome to This Is The Season podcast for Season 2. We are now in Vision as well. I'm Joel. I'm a huge Man United fan. Winning the league, and here's my friend, Nige. You may know him as Wingman from back in the day. He's a massive City fan, and you can't say anything to him without him going, oh, no, mate.
At the absolute end of the season, I was heartbroken, devastated, because obviously when the news that Pep was leaving broke, I cried. I was an emotional wreck, and I was just devastated. How after 10 of the best years of my life being a City fan, it was hard to take. A couple of cup wins, which is good, the domestic cup double.
I love the fact that you call it a domestic cup double nowadays.
Yeah, well, it is, isn't it?
Everybody else is like, Newcastle, Eddie Howe, who, by the way, has just been fired, or left on mutual terms or whatever. He was so excited about bringing a trophy back to Newcastle, first time in 50-odd years. Now, because you're always the Champions League guys and the Premier League guys, and now you're, domestic double.
Well, listen, we went from having one of the oldest squads at the beginning of last season to, by the end of the season, having one of the youngest. It was crazy. So if you look at that, the transition, it was actually a very successful season. We were unlucky, and it was frustrating not to win the league because we did have chances, and it just didn't happen for us. Obviously, Arsenal won. What's interesting now as well, going into this new season, Arteta is currently the only manager that has won the Premier League out of all the managers in the Premier League this year, which is nuts, really, thinking about it.
Yeah, right. So we happy then? We happy with seconds? You happy with your domestic cup for all the money you've spent?
Yeah.
On record.
Yeah, I'm happy. I mean, we're talking about money spent. I mean, at least we've had a lot more success with the
I'm talking about the genuine bucks. I'm not talking about the...
Oh, here we go.
Right, can we
What's that? For a minute in, he's bringing up the charges
but
that he knows nothing about.
But you keep saying I know nothing about it, right? And you always say you know nothing about it. But it is that thing hanging over you. It's not the elephant in the room because everyone's talking about it.
Yeah.
The 115 alleged outstanding charges, which football experts say 60 to 80 points deduction, which means you get relegated from the Premier League into the Championship. But the good thing is now you've got a manager who is proven to get you out of the Championship into the Premier League.
Yeah, there you go. Happy days.
But it's true. Is it not true?
But I'm happy with Maresca, mate. Honestly, I'm genuinely happy with Maresca. I think that he's been at the club before. He knows the club. It's going to be a nice little transition of him from Pep to him. We could have gone for potentially an emotional appointment and brought Company in. I think Company will be.
Hang on. I don't know how is Company an emotional appointment? How he's going from Bayern Munich, right? Again, as a person, as a player, brilliant.
A legend.
But his CV, getting Burnley relegated, did not say that he's good enough to go to Bayern Munich.
He's had a great time at Bayern Munich.
But let's be honest, Nige. My 10-year-old son, Jesse, could probably finish second in the Bundesliga.
That's not first.
With a blindfold on.
Yeah.
We could go as a comedy duo to Bayern Munich.
Listen, Company's a great manager, a great man manager, and I think that we'll have Maresca for a couple of seasons. I think he'll do okay at City. I'm looking forward to it now. I'm quite excited. It's a fresh start. We've got some good players. We've a great signing in Elliot Anderson. I think we did some business early doors in January. We got Mark Gay and Semenyo, who are two players who any other top six club would have taken into their team. So I think the business has been done well, and I'm excited. We've obviously got a bit more of the window to go. It looks, well, Real Madrid have now made, the inquiries have started for Rodri. So, they've got to get the cash out, though. It's got to be at least 80 million. I mean, looking at the crazy money that's being splashed about at the minute, my thoughts are, do we keep him and let him go on a free at the end of the season? But for 80 million, I think having him in the squad could be the difference between us finishing, fourth, third, or and actually winning the league with Rodri. He's that good. How good was he in the World Cup? It was the Rodri of old. The guy is the best player in his position in the world, and he's getting his fitness back now, which is amazing.
Right, I'll talk about Rodri, right? And we'll get on to United in a minute, right? Rodri was immense at the World Cup.
Yeah.
When he's played for you, he's been immense. But he is injured quite a bit. And also, I believe he's injured again.
No, he's had
Back surgery.
He did his ACL, which is obviously
not his back.
He did his ACL, horrendous injury. When you're coming back into getting back to your fitness, you do pick up little knocks when you've had a massive injury like that. He's had this back problem. He's played with it in the World Cup. He's had surgery, and he's going to be back playing and training again before the Charity Shield. I like to call it the Charity Shield.
The Community Shield. Which you can't say charity anymore because a lot of people go on, I'll take the money in this one. A bit like a testimonial. It used to be, keep it quiet. Right. So the good thing is, if Rodri does go to Real Madrid, which we called a year ago, he goes there, which means we get Tchouaméni, which was Casemiro's replacement.
Right.
So Man United could possibly get him for 60, 70 million. But it looks like Man United aren't spending money so far.
Well, let's have a look. Let's have a look at United now, and you give me your honest opinion, because there's been some big transfers already in this window, and a lot of those names you were in for. United fans towards the end of last season, they had the list and they were saying this player, this player, this player. They've all gone to other clubs, maybe for a bit more money than they should have gone for. They're on big wages, and United just aren't paying the money for players that you used to do. You've not got the pull that you had, even though now you're in the Champions League. It must be very frustrating for you Reds.
It is frustrating. Like I shouldn't sit here. As a kid, I never used to know how much players were earning or whatever. When Shearer went to, was it Blackburn and Newcastle? And Blackburn won it for he broke the transfer record and whatever. And they don't really talk about that. Nowadays, you get a price tag and you're stuck on it. But we're seeing stupid money coming in. And I know Ineos have said, right, we need to sort this club out financially. And they don't want to be paying more than 200 grand a week on players.
Because you're building the circus tent.
Yeah, exactly. But you've got that to pay for, haven't you?
Yeah.
I mean, look at the disaster which would have happened at Tottenham last year. If Tottenham had gone down, they've got the best stadium in the world. All right, they're going to make most money from the concerts, but they've got the best stadium in the world playing the Championship, right? That didn't happen for them. Luckily, financially. But if Vinny Jr. became available, now we know he was never going to become available, was going to stay at Real Madrid for a bumper salary. But if he became available under Fergie, and we could have got him for, the price is now 150 million, Fergie would have gone in there and he would have paid him the going rate, which is 400 grand.
Years ago.
We're not doing that anymore, Nige.
No, years ago.
We stick to the rules, Nige.
Years ago, there'd be three or four teams battling for the biggest player in the world that was available, and then all of a sudden United would come in at the last minute and just take that player. That doesn't happen anymore, and it must be frustrating.
No, it is frustrating. Look, let's have a look. Yuri Tillemans from Villa.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing? Right, so they got him on a free, yeah?
Yeah.
Right? We paid 35 million for him. Look, there's... He's calling you now. We got him. We got what you call the bench warmer at Chelsea. He was a good player. We paid 50 for him. He was 12 at Chelsea in surplus requirements. We've got the kid at Swansea, the goalkeeper. We've got the kid from Spurs who can play either wing. We paid a few million for him.
Just listen to what you're saying. It's laughable, mate. Like
what you say it's laughable, mate.
It is your signing there. Bench warmers. You're signing. You do need a squad, because last year you played one game a week. Sometimes you had 2 weeks without a game because you weren't in the Champions League. Chelsea now they're in the position you were last year with a much better squad, a better manager, and they're going to have a great season this year. They are. However, honestly, I think you have got miles more games. For me, your squad hasn't improved since last year. You need numbers, but you need some starters that are going to actually take you to that next level, make you have success in the Premier League, and make you have a good run in the Champions League.
But what if, look, we're trying desperately to hold on to Joshua Zirkzee. He looks like he's going back to Italy.
Well, no, they don't
Mason
even
Mount,
want him.
I mean, it's this season. Shea Lacey, right? I've talked about him for a couple of seasons.
Yeah.
And people laugh or whatever. Seen him playing against Rosenborg.
Yeah.
5-0 win. And look, you're saying it's Rosenborg and it's not the full strength squad and whatever. I said to you about Shea Lacey coming in, and he got an early yellow. He's 18 or whatever. Got an early yellow card, and then he bounced the ball threw it on the ground and got himself sent off. Never saw him again last season. But he's come back from that. he looks a man now.
Okay.
And I think he will be integrated into that team.
Let's
And
see.
I think-
You've
I
got
think
high
he'll be really
hopes
good.
on him. It sounds you like your racehorses. For me, it sounds like a bloody horse that's running the national. Shay Lacey's on the side.
Right, outrageous. So I genuinely think, and you laughed at me last year, you poo-pooed me, when I said that Man United would finish second
Right.
in the Premier League, and you went, mate, you're deluded and all that. We finished third, and you say, yeah, it was only one game a week or whatever, which will be the Chelsea-Spurs situation.
Yeah.
This time, right? I think we'll finish second again in the Premier League. This genuinely I do. Look, call me an old deluded Man United fan.
You old deluded Man United fan.
Well, yeah, that's, if you look at it, right, we're going to have a Champions League and Premier League squad, which are going to be pretty much the same. And I think the two cups, the domestic cups, that's really important nowadays that you won.
Of course they are.
Yeah, I genuinely think this is where we will play. The kids and the squad players.
When you've got a big squad of players that want to play football, it's important you have good runs in those cup competitions, and obviously having the Champions League as well, because you've got to keep your players happy. That's where those competitions come into keeping that squad happy. If you get knocked out to Grimsby in the first round with a big squad, you've got problems.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So one thing I want to talk about is the Amazon documentary. Now, you did one of the first ones, wasn't it? Which is the All or Nothing thing.
Yeah, brilliant.
Which was brilliant. And I remember, like, on deadline day, you're signing this guy called Emerick Laporte, which nobody'd ever heard of. And you see him in the plane and whatever, and turned out to be a great player. I think that's what you're going to miss without Pep being there, and you've got a comedy manager. But he signs him. And also when, was it David Silva's baby was ill and everything, and he's got him in the changing room and going, we are playing fucking David Silva. Yeah. Brilliant. It was brilliant television, but he meant it. And the shouting, the swearing. Arsenal have done one. The Sunderland did one.
Yeah. They are great. The documentaries are absolutely brilliant. And
right.
Again, it doesn't really matter which football team you support. If you love footy, watching those documentaries, it's just a brilliant insight to how a club's run, how managers act and react with the players, how players react to criticism and praise, everything. I think they're great, which is going to be interesting watching Michael Carrick in his first proper year. The levels are just ridiculous, apart.
If we talk about it, it's the biggest money that Amazon spent on one of these things. It's like between 50 and 18 million. Nobody knows what the actual figure is. But according to reports, Man United have full creative control. Now, my whole thing is, as part of the pull, is on deadline day, you've got to go and be signing an Mbappe, or you've got to be signing a Vinny Jr., or nicking somebody at the last minute. If we are hanging around for a C-list midfielder, and we're signing for 22 million on deadline day, that's not,
it's not your theatre that Amazon want, is it?
No.
Or Netflix, whoever's doing it.
And also, you've got Carrick, who's in there. Now, do you think Carrick or Maresca will last long?
I hope it's similar to the Ollie at the wheel moment, where you've literally just got joke after joke, and you're just thinking, everyone over the United fans are really frustrated. Everyone else is just like, don't let this end. Ollie at the wheel, keep it going. # Ollie in. And I think it'll be similar with Carrick. I almost feel sorry for the man before it started, because they couldn't not give him the job. He ended the season incredibly well. He earned the job. He had to get it. But a lot of the big pros, your Gary Nevilles, your Keanes, the people who know the club are saying they need to give it to an experienced, world-class manager, because we've been here before, but they couldn't not give it him. So now, if he gets off to a bad start, then honestly, everybody's going to be calling for his head early doors. I don't see him lasting beyond Christmas. I honestly don't. I think I'm actually really confident with Maresca. I think Maresca will do well at City. In my head, because he's been there, he knows the youth. He was Pep's number 2 for the treble winning season. He's got a good relationship with a lot of the players that are there. He was a big part of that. You're speaking of the documentaries. You see, he wasn't just literally a puppet to Pep.
No,
he was heavily involved.
He was on camera too.
He was heavily involved with everything. Now it's his chance. I think he'll take it. I do think he's a good manager. I mean, you know, I could be sat here in a few months going, Maresca out. But for now, I totally back him. And I think we're going to have success with him next year. But we do need to be patient. It's a huge change.
Right, give me his CV then. Because as far as the City press release fluffed it up a little bit. Like, we've all done jobs and you go, oh, I didn't succeed in that one. We'll get rid of that one. Oh, I was there and got fired from whatever.
How far back do you want to go, mate? Honestly, here's what he did at school, here's what he did at high school.
No.
Asked.
No. But how many times did he left City? Apparently, he left City to go to Chelsea and then came back when Pep was leaving. And that's it. But didn't he go abroad like twice and get fired and have to come back?
In his early career, when he was just dabbing his toe in. But anyway, he's gone to Leicester. He's got them promoted. He's had a good season there. He's then got a better opportunity to go to Chelsea. When he started at Chelsea, he got them he got a very young squad playing good football in the top half of the table, and they were in the top 6 for a while, right? He won the Club World Cup.
Yes, the Club World Cup. He won the Club World Cup, which killed all of his players, which is a ridiculous cup. It's not really the Club World Cup, was it? Because it wasn't all the top clubs in there. It was a massive £100 million payday, which sorts out their PSR and FFP and all of that sort of stuff. So his players were knackered by the end of the season. They all wanted to leave. He decides he wants to leave because somebody's gone in his ear.
Yeah, when he got word that Pep was leaving, he wanted that City job, and that's another thing as well. I mean,
okay, right. So, whatever you think about where Man City are in the hierarchy of Real Madrid, Barcelona, United, PSG, Liverpool, whatever, United. So what I'm saying to you is, if his head was turned a little bit like Marco Silva back in the day, it was like something new and shiny is here and more money. You're telling me that in a season and a half's time, there's rumours that Jose's leaving Real Madrid and they want him. You're not saying that he downs tools and gets himself fired and goes. Can you trust him? Can you trust a manager like that?
Listen, I'm happy. I trust him. I'm happy. I'm looking forward to the season kicking off. We've got a new manager and I'm excited. Lots of changes at the stadium, new stadium, all the City Square stuff opening up this year. I'm really excited for this season.
I know we made the gag last year about Spurs being, the best stadium in the Championship. If you got relegated, and it could be a real thing.
We won't get relegated.
No, but you could. It's a real thing. You could be, or you could be cleared of everything. We've got to say that Man City deny every single charge.
Absolutely.
Right, deny every single charge. But if you got found guilty of 70 of those charges and they work it out 60 to 80 points, that's you gone, mate. Which means release clauses for Haaland and Donnarumma and everything like that. Now, you've got money and you'll be able to keep hold of them and your 2 sets of books and whatever, but it is a reality which City fans just dismiss all the time.
I think we've got every right to dismiss it. We've got no reason. The bosses have said that they've done nothing wrong. As City fans, we listen to them, and that is it. We know nothing about it, and I think we'll be cleared of everything, and I can't wait for it to happen so we can put this noise, because other than that, 115 and empty seats, you've got nothing else to say about City. Honestly, it's it's laughable.
No, without winding you up, right? The Southampton thing and the Spygate and all that stuff. Yeah. Why was that turned around within 72 hours? Why is this taking years and years and years?
Because nobody knows what's going on. The reason why that was dealt with so quickly is because you had a man up some step ladders with binoculars. It was peeping from behind a tree.
Southamptonshire.
It's quite easy to nail that one and put that one to bed, isn't it? This one, no one knows nothing about, and I believe that everything will be fine.
All right. So, season expectations.
Yeah.
Last year, you were totally convinced you would win the league, and bookies went really short odds for you to win the league when Arsenal started wobbling and it was all the bottlers and everything like this. Do you think you will win the league this season? And if so, why do you think you'll win the league? Because you lost Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, Rodri, for example. And we can do this whole building process and rebuilding and all that sort of stuff. But you'll sit there now and confidently tell me you win the league.
The reason why I think we'll win the league is, and the only thing that puts a slight question mark there is the Rodri situation. I can't not talk about that. If Rodri goes, it's all about who comes in as a replacement and what happens in that position, because if you were including him in this current squad, I believe we've got one of the best goalkeepers in the league. You look at our defence, I think it's absolutely rock solid. Towards the end of the season, it was amazing. We've now got Gvardiol coming back, who was out for a while. Kushinov and him have both signed new deals till 31, which is amazing. And then you move to the middle. Yeah, if you've got a Rodri, he's the best in his position. We've just signed Elliot Anderson, who I think is going to fit in really well. Up front, you've got the best striker in the world, Erling Haaland, who's just an absolute beast. Ryan Cherky, second year now at the club. I think he's going to be exciting next year. You've got Jeremy Doku. The options going forward are great. I believe it'll be a fresh start under Maresca for Foden as well. I think he'll be back to his best, and I'm really excited, mate.
No, you've been through everything. You've done your press release piece, which is beautiful, your press conference piece, and we're all great and everything.
I think we'll win the league next year. I genuinely think
why
we'll win
are
the
you
league.
better? Arsenal are not rebuilding, they're adding. They've lost Lissandro Trossard.
I think Trossard's a big loss for them. I was very surprised when that happened. He's a man who was not out. No one's happy to sit on the bench, but he was a game changer. Losing a player like that could be dangerous for Arsenal.
So he's bringing bigger players in and whatever. Yeah. They're strengthening.
If they sign a worldy striker, I'll be worried about Arsenal, but I don't think the striker is good enough, to be honest with you.
Can I mention top four, right? Yeah. Give me your top four for this coming season.
I think City win it. I think it's a toss-up between Chelsea and Arsenal, who finish second. I think Liverpool, under a new manager, will finish fourth. I don't think you will finish in the top four, because there are at least four better teams with better squads than Man United. And I know you're going to sit here now and come out with some nonsense as to where you're going to finish. And let's just get that answer straight away, please. Where do you think United are going to finish this year?
We'll finish second.
Right.
I think we'll finish second to Arsenal. I don't think we've got enough to beat Arsenal. What's the laugh? You said this last year when I said I finished third.
Right.
City, and I'm not saying
your squad last year, it was weak, but you didn't have the Champions League football to contend with. You've now got Champions League. You need to sign some players. You need to sign some class players and do it fast if you're going anywhere near the top four.
Here's my top four, and I'll go in reverse order. Number 4 will be...
Did you used to do the chart show by any chance?
It's a new entry at number 4, up 77 places now. I think I'll go Chelsea in fourth.
Right.
Spurs in third.
Right. What? Absolute nonsense.
Right. United in second. Arsenal to win.
Right. Okay. Wow. So a non-mover at number 1.
But who do you think wins the Champions League? And how far will you get?
I mean, it's scary. Real Madrid have done some good business. They've got a good coach there as well.
Right, Real Madrid,
Real Madrid are going to be in with a shout. I think Barcelona as well, if they manage to get Alvarez over the line up front, will be absolutely insane.
Oh, do you know what? Didn't you have it at one point?
We did. Yeah.
Alvarez, one of the best players. He's such a great player.
We've touched on this before. If you want to go over old ground, Alvarez was amazing at City. I was gutted when he left, but you can't have a world-class starter playing behind Haaland, who isn't going to get the game time. He's a brilliant player. I'll be honest with you, if he doesn't go to Barcelona and he ends up at Arsenal, then Arsenal potentially win the league. He's that good.
James Trafford, of course, you broke his heart last season because he comes in. He's going to be England's number 1 goalkeeper or goes to plan for the next 15 years.
Trafford is a class act. I think he'll be amazing at Leeds. He's got his move. It looks like that's going to happen. And I wish him nothing but the best. He's a lovely fella. He's a brilliant player. He will be England's number 1 for years. But when Donnarumma comes available, that's what clubs like United used to do. Go and get the best there is. And we had to make that happen. You know, I think there'll be a buyback clause there. And let's see what happens. City aren't just going to go, there you go. There'll be a buyback clause. Oh. But listen, honestly, I think Trafford is a fantastic goalkeeper. And last year in the cup competitions and when he covered in the league, he was brilliant. He got off to a really, really unfortunate start. Him and Kushinov's first start for the club, I really felt for them. There was the back pass and there was a mistake from Trafford. And it just gets highlighted so much when they're young, these players. And they came back and they both overcame that and showed you just how good they are.
So, as a result, he goes to Leeds for 40 million.
Yeah, brilliant player. I honestly, like I say, I wish him all the best. And I think he'll be brilliant at Leeds.
Okay, and he gets free tickets like Calvin Phillips and Jack Grealish to come and watch City anytime he likes. Well, there's a few empty seats, isn't there? So he can take his pick. Right. I must mention this from how Mez has been on. He put, but you have to agree on which one of your teams will have Eddie Howe as manager at some point this season. You can't back out. Come to agreement out of which clubs in Manchester it happens. So which club? So
I think there's more chance of him taking over from Carrick than there is of him coming to Manchester City.
Do you really think?
100%, mate. Yeah, he's not going to be a City manager.
And I'm not just doing it to wind you up, right? But Maresca goes at Christmas. It's all gone absolutely tits, right? And Eddie Howe's had his few months off.
Yeah.
And he's fit and raring to go again.
I can see Eddie Howe, in all seriousness, being the England manager. I do. I think there's a fair few people in this country that really, really believe that the England manager should be English.
But I
think if Pep becomes available, for me, I'm not one of them, by the way. I believe the best man for the job. I mean, we're going off on again now, moving away from the Premier League, but I see Eddie Howe being a future England manager. Because I think he's a better manager than Carrick, and if he comes available, then maybe he will end up at United.
You say he's a better manager than Carrick, but you've got to give me some substance to that. Why is he a better manager than Carrick? He won
he's won something,
but he's
more experienced.
But hey, actually, yeah. But
Maresca won the Club World Cup.
Yeah. Right. But if we look at it, right, Eddie Howe won the first trophy in 50 odd years, and everyone's wetting themselves over this. All of his good players are going. He's well liked. There's all of that sort of tick boxing stuff, but it's about results, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is about results. Well, they finished 12th last season.
Listen. Let's just look at this.
If you finish 12th this coming season,
if City finished 12th, Maresca will have gone
this is before the points deduction. So you finished 12th. In the Premier League.
There's not going to be a points deduction. You're just trying to get a reaction.
I'm not.
You're talking nonsense again, Joel. Every now and again, this happens.
He is the David Moyes, isn't he? He is the...
I don't think he is, mate. He's not been brought in. They've not gone to Fergie, who's the best man for the job, and he's gone, my mate Moisey. My Scottish brother, who's going to come in. I think Moisey, if Moisey would have stayed at your place for ages, I think you'd be in a much better position than you are now, honestly. We've already been here, but the Maresca, the reason he's coming is because it's business as usual. He's just taking over from Pep. He knows the league.
Was there anybody else in the frame? Was it a Conte? Was it, a showbiz manager? Was it Ancelotti?
I don't know. I think it was... Everybody just thought, you never knew with Pep whether he was going to stick around, or what. From what I'm led to believe, Pep was like, yeah, I'm going to leave. And then all of a sudden he's just, I'm staying. You know what I mean? He changed his mind. When he said that he was leaving, it was obviously announced around the time that Maresca was at Chelsea. And there's no coincidence that's when they got in touch with him and basically, dangled the carrot of the City job. And I think from that point on, we've all known that Maresca was the number one choice.
All right. Okay.
And we got our man.
Feel free to get in touch and comment about anything you've heard on this show today. And I'm sure it will be 50-50 as your Man United fan doesn't know what he's talking about and your City fan is just,
At the season pod.
At the season pod.
At the season pod.
Get in touch, comment, subscribe. That's the main thing, because people always say that. And my son watches all these things and always like, oh my God, you have to subscribe and like and all that.
Can I ask you, before we wrap it up, how do you think the mighty Man United are going to do in the Champions League? Look down that camera and tell us.
In the Champions League, I believe we will get to the final. Right, no, and I'm not just... No.
Have you been drinking?
No. Well, we're going to let the kids play in the cup. We're going to let the squad players play in the cup.
Right.
I think we'll concentrate on the league.
Oh, my God. So you're finishing second in the Premier League and you get into the final of the Champions League.
But why not?
Sometimes I know, but
and then Carlo Ancelotti will be so excited. Yeah. It'll be unbelievable.
Absolute nonsense. That's the best way to end the episode.
Right. So subscribe, do all that stuff the kids do. But apparently, if we don't get subscribers, 6 people watch it.
It's not subscribers. Hit follow. That's what you need to say.
All right. Okay.
Hit follow, Grandad.
Right, okay. Grandad says, hit follow. Man United to get in the final of the Champions League and come second in the Premier League. Forget about the domestic cup double. Not asked about that.
City's Maresca to win the lot. Come on, you Blues.
Thank you for watching and good luck, United.
City.
The season. This is the season. This is the season. This is the season. The world is touching me. This is the season. This is the season. United is the league. This is the season.